What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Abbott Elementary, you guys. Season 4, episode number 5, I believe it is, you guys. This episode, it was titled, no, this is episode 6. This episode was titled, oh, that's fog. This episode is titled The Deli, you guys. That is fog on my glasses. Now, before we go ahead and get into it, and you guys can see it, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date, having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and get into Abbott Elementary, shall we? All right, you guys, so if you guys like the glasses, get down in the description bar, click the link, go to Firmu, use my discount code, and get you guys some glasses. So this episode, you guys, funny episode. Tell me what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. But yeah, great episode. So the episode opens up, you guys, and we see as someone from the golf course has come down, right? So when the guy came in there, he's coming to talk to the teachers because some kids from Abbott and some other kids from the surrounding schools are on the golf course, right? But the kids at Abbott, they are very influential, right? So he's coming down to Abbott to tell the teachers to basically get the kids from Abbott to stop coming down there and having their friends come with them, right? So the teacher's like, so what do you want us to do? You want us to tell our kids to stop coming? He was like, basically, right? So it's a quid pro quo thing, right? Because they were like, okay, if we stop the kids from coming, we need something from you in return. So he was like, what do you guys need? And so they were like, we need gym equipment, right? And he was like, oh, lacrosse. And I was like, sir, do you see what school you in? You are in a school that's primarily my people. Do some of my people play lacrosse? Yes. But it's the kids who grow up behind the gates and all that stuff, not your regular inner city kids, right? So they were like, no, we need basketballs, footballs, all this kind of stuff, parachute. He's thinking they're talking about like an actual parachute. And they were like, no, a parachute, like where you lift it and everybody runs up under it and then you drop it down. Oh my God, I haven't done, man, when they said that, I didn't know what they meant at first, but then when Janine and them started imitating it, I was like, oh, wow, man. You guys, I have not done that since I was literally a kid. Like, I had to be in elementary school the last time Abbott Elementary. The last time I remember doing that, I was in elementary school. That's the last time I actually remember, and that's been years ago because I'm not a kid anymore. Wow, I hadn't even thought about that, right? So we see as Ava got a call from the district, and she's telling Daya, girl, tell him I'm not here. Tell him I done passed away. You know what? I just answered the phone, right? So it's Manny from down at the district. And Manny is talking about the good things that has happened at Abbott since Ava's been principal. The test scores have gone up. The attendance is good. Everything is good at Abbott. And, we can say all we want to say about Ava. And I said it last season, and I think I said it I know for a fact I said it last season about Ava. And the fact that when it comes to Ava, there are a lot of things that we can say about Ava. Yes, Ava is not the best principal in the world. She has unorthodox ways of doing things. But at the end of it, when you really just sit down and think about Ava actually does care about these kids. And she does things for the kids. She does things for, the teachers and all that kind of stuff. Even Janine, as much as she pokes fun at Janine, right? So she was like, does it pay? Because I think he said an ed talk, but it's, a TED talk, right? And so she's like, does it pay? He says, no, it doesn't pay. She's like, well, I don't want to do it. So then we see Mr. Johnson. So Mr. Johnson has this kid that is shadowing him for career day, right? So Melissa and Barbara went into the teacher's lounge And they're letting everybody know that the deli that's across the street from them is actually being gentrified, right? They're going to turn it into a smoothie place. So Gregory is naming off all types of smoothie places. And then he got to one that they said it is, right? Gregory is all here for it, right? So Jacob was trying to tell him, but Gregory, that's gentrification. Like, shut up. I was like, leave it to a white man to try to tell a black man about gentrification, right? So Ava came in there asking them what you're talking about. Tell me what you're talking about, or if it's not not important, don't tell me. So Jacob was getting ready to tell her what they were talking about, but she stopped him, right? So then Ava told them about Manny wanting her to do the Ed Talk. Everybody was like, that. I feel like they said Ed Talk, but I maybe they couldn't. Oh, you know what? They couldn't say TED Talk. They can't say TED Talk. Okay, so they may have been saying Ed Talk. So she's telling them about Manny wanting her to do it, right? And she doesn't want to do it because, one, it don't pay. But they told her, like, Ava, I think that would be good. Like, that'll get us back in the good graces of the district, especially after Janine quit the district and they hate Janine, right? And they're like, they don't necessarily hate. Now they do hate you, Janine. So she said, okay, I'll do it. But the time that I'm doing for this Ed Talk, it's coming out of y'all's checks. They were like, no, ma'am, it is not. She said, okay, it'll just come out of Jacob's check. And they were like, okay. And I was like, damn, y'all just gonna take money out of Jacob's check. That's crazy. So we move over to Janine's class. And Janine is with her students. They're telling how old they are, and they're telling what their favorite things are. So one of her kids, he's 7 years old. He said his favorite thing is eating paper. Now, it wasn't a favorite thing of mine as a kid, but I will be honest with you. You know, like how some kids play with glue and stuff? I will say, I did play with glue as a kid. Absolutely play with glue. Love to put glue on my hand and just let it dry up and peel it off. Love to do that. But there was a brief period in time where I did eat paper. I did eat paper at one point in my life, and I don't know what the fascination was with eating paper. Today I don't know what that fascination was, because I would chew, like I would rip like literally just, but I wouldn't. Here's the thing with me with paper and eating it. It ain't like I took a whole sheet of paper and just chugged it in my mouth, right? There was a point. Well, here's the thing. I do know something about myself. I do have a fixation for chewing on things. I do have a fixation for chewing on things. Like, I like something. I just have to, although I don't chew gum anymore, and I think that's what it was. Like, if I didn't have gum, I would take a wad of paper. I would take a little small wad of paper, ball it up, put it in my mouth, and chew on it, right? And I think the reason why I like to chew on things is because when I started teething, my mom said, me and teething weren't the best thing, together, right? And so I also have a issue where I suck on my tongue, and it's been like this since I was a kid. And I try to break that. I try to stop sucking on my tongue, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't stop, right? Because I also do it in my sleep when I'm asleep, and sometimes there have been times in the night where I have woke myself up, and I have chomped down on my tongue, and it'd be like, God dang it, that hurt like a motherfucker, right? Neither here nor there. So the kids showed Janine, girl, he's been eating Peter Rabbit, and that book was tore the hell up, right? So we see Ava. So Ava is in her office working on her speech, right? And she called Daya to tell her how she's enjoying it. And she was like, get off the phone, Daya. And so she's talking to Daya, and she's like, who are you on the phone? And Daya was like, I'm on the phone with my son's doctor. She's like, girl, take that phone call. I was like, Ava, you called that woman to your office. And okay, Ava. So we see Jacob. So Jacob came to the teacher's lounge, right? And he is trying to get the teachers, to be active when it comes to saving this deli, right? Melissa and Barbara, however, because Jacob done created flyers and everything and just done passed out the flyers. I was like, okay, Jacob, we love you, Jacob, but you go above and beyond. You go above and beyond sometimes. So Barbara and Melissa, they have a bright idea to go down to, I guess, the company that's doing this this smoothie company, and they want to give them a piece of their mind. So, so they left. So they left out of there, and well, and after that, we see Jacob. Jacob. So remember, I just told you guys, and I think I jumped the gun a little bit, but Jacob has passed out flyers, right? Jacob has also reached out to, his words, not mine, the blacks. And Gregory and the lunch lady looked at him and said, "What did you say?" He said the blacks. It's an acronym. It was an acronym. And Gregory's like, "Well, maybe you need to go with that instead of saying the blacks." I was like, "Absolutely, Jacob. We know you're not racist, but sir, no sir." So Barbara and Melissa came back, right? They went down to the smoothie place. Jacob thinks that everything is good with them, right? Nope. The smoothie place has some free samples, and so Barbara and Melissa are on board with the smoothie place taking the place of the deli, right? They came back with a big cup full of the smoothie, right? One for them, one for them, and one for Jacob, right? So they gave the one to Jacob. Jacob took it. He was about to pretend, he pretended like he was about to drink it, and he tossed it towards the trash can, right? I was like, power to the people, I guess, Jacob, right? Power to the people. Now, we see Janine. Janine is in the teacher's lounge eating some paper. I was like, Janine, why are you eating a paper? Janine is eating the paper because she wants to understand her student more. I was like, Janine, wouldn't it be beneficial just to ask the little boy why he's eating the paper? Wouldn't that be beneficial? But Ava gave her a suggestion, right? Because Ava said as a kid, she used to eat crayons. I ain't never had a fascination for crayons. No. No. So Ava suggested to her that she, get some edible paper. I was like, say, what now? They make a such thing as edible paper? Edible paper? Have you ever heard of that? Edible paper. And it is a real thing. It's a real thing, you guys. You can buy it at Walmart. Edible paper and pen candy value pack by Funworks. Wow. You can buy it at Walmart now. It's $22. Wow. I did not know that there was edible paper. Oh, like that, I guess so. Like, cause you can buy the edible, cause on the cake, right? When you make a cake and you can put the edible stuff on, you can put when you make it put a picture of somebody on there, that's edible. So I guess so. Okay, cool. Got it. So after that, we see as Jacob is talking to his class, right? Actually, no, they're at lunch. So Jacob is telling Barbara, Melissa, and Gregory that he's changed his stance on the deli, right? So Gregory noticed something on his collar, right? And Jacob was like, "Oh, it's a hickey." He was like, "A hickey doesn't get on your collar, Jacob." So they started sniffing it, and they noticed that it's the smoothie from earlier, right? And they were like, "You went down there." He's like, "No, I didn't go down there." And Melissa was like, "You Postmates." He's like, "No, I didn't Postmates either." So they're like, "What did you do?" Come to find out, they said, "Jacob, you did not." He did. Jacob went in the trash can, got the damn smoothie out the trash can, and drank it. I was like, "Now, Jacob, that's nasty." And Barbara's like, "Jacob, don't eat out the trash can again." And the kids are sitting there looking like, "What are y'all talking about?" So we see Ava going over her presentation with Manny, right? And Manny is listening to the presentation, and Manny is a little bit worried because he's like, "I don't want the principals to emulate the negative things that you're doing with Ava." So he was like, "Yeah, Ava, I'm not gonna have you do it," right? So we see as Ava's in the teacher's lounge, Janine came in, she's talking to Ava, and Ava's telling her that, Manny doesn't want her to do the presentation. Janine read it. She's like, oh God, Ava, this is terrible. But then Janine told Ava, like, for all the, although what you do is not conventional and it's 9 times out of 10, it's unethical, right? But you mean good by what you do and you care about these kids and you even care about us, right? And so she told her, I'll talk to Manny. Manny owes me a favor. Because she was like, don't the district hate you? She's like, but Manny owes me a favor because I taught him how to ride a bike. So after that, they're Ava's like, thank you. I cheered myself up. I was like, you just ain't gonna give Janine credit for nothing, are you, right? So Janine just told her that instead of focusing on the things that you do, focus on she said, focus not on what you do, well, how you do things is what you do, right? Focus on the why instead of the how you do things, right? So Jacob, he's letting his class out for the next period, right? And you hear chanting and they're like, what is that? So Jacob looked out the window, he's like, it's the blacks. And his students looked at the camera like, he's like, it's not what you guys think. So he ran outside to try to stop them, right? Come to find out, the blacks came down to the deli to protest the smoothie place because of Jacob's flyer. Now, Jacob's flyer doesn't have a lot of directions because the owner of the smoothie shop came outside asking, why are y'all protesting outside of my business? And the guy was like, we don't really know because this flyer doesn't give a whole lot of directions. So Jacob's like, my bad. So they're trying to talk. Barbara came up and telling them what they need to go down to the golf course and do and protest them. And Melissa was like, because if they go down there, that means that the smoothie place ain't gonna come. And Barbara's like, oh, no, scratch that, right? So we see as Ava was talking to Manny, and all right, you guys. So my bad, you guys. Camera cut off. So Ava was giving, her presentation to Manny, and after that, we see as the damn protest. It worked because the man in the deli shop came outside to let them know that his landlord decided to, renew his lease, and they were like, damn. Mr. Johnson, we wrap up with him. So him and his student, they've been going around all day with each other. And we see at the end of it, the little boy brought Mr. Johnson some gloves that he bought for him. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. So then we move back over to Janine. So Janine is with her student. Remember the student who was eating paper. Remember Ava told her to get some edible paper. So she got some edible paper for the little boy. The little boy ate the edible paper, right? And when he ate it, he was like, this tastes like a cookie. So he was like, I want a cookie. I was like, see, Janine, how easy that was? And then we see Ava. So Ava gave her speech, and Ava did really good, right? People even asking Ava questions. Now, Ava had to flip it because, we know how Ava operates, right? Ava had to flip them questions, them answers, and give it in a way that was beneficial for the principals, right? And then they were sitting down talking, and they were like, people get paid for this kind of stuff that you just did. And she was like, well, no. They were like, yeah, they get paid thousands of dollars. And she was, Manny, said, yeah, but for you, with you, this was voluntary. And so she was like, oh, well, if y'all want to have more information, you're going to have to cop up $1,000. And they looked at her, and she looked at them. And they realized she was serious, so they got up, right? So then at the end of the episode, we see as, like I said, Deli's still open. So because of the protest, they decided to add smoothies to the menu. But unfortunately, those smoothies were terrible, right? And then we see that they finally got their parachute, you guys. And that was the episode. Good episode. Be sure to let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments section below. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.